Thank you. I'll now request that we open this momentous gathering through the prayer, which is our national anthem, the singing of national anthem. If we could all rise and sing the national anthem. Thank you. May we be seated? Can we then get the safety video so that we know what to do in case of emergency in this particular facility? Thank you.
Welcome to the Durban ICC, where the world meets Africa. As a leading world-class events facility, we make your safety our #1 priority. Please give us your attention for a few minutes to take you through some important health and safety information. As the Durban ICC is a public space, please remember to keep your personal belongings safe and with you at all times. We have many bathrooms for you to use around the venue. They are clearly marked in the foyer and concourse areas. The Durban ICC is a smoke-free building, but we do have clearly marked smoking zones outside the main entrance and in the courtyards opposite the concourse. Please make use of these areas and the ashtrays provided when you smoke. In the event of a medical emergency, please dial the emergency number 031 360 1111 for assistance. The Durban ICC has developed a very simple emergency evacuation plan that everyone must be familiar with. Our staff are specially trained and will be there to assist you in following this plan. In the event of an evacuation, an announcement will be made to leave the venue. Please remain calm and walk swiftly to the nearest emergency exit in the concourse area. These exit doors are clearly marked. Security guards and the marshals will also help direct you out of the building. Please do not use any lifts or escalators in the event of an emergency. Once outside, you will be directed to the nearest assembly point by the marshals for your safety. Please wait at the assembly point until the venue has been cleared and a marshal deems it safe for you to return to your seats. Thank you for your time and enjoy this event.
Thank you for that. We all know where to go for our own safety. We are now requesting that we contextualize this particular conference by way of playing the investment destination video. Thank you. If we can have sound, please.
KwaZulu-Natal is an enticing, sophisticated, and spectacular destination. As one of South Africa's 9 provinces, it is the country's second largest economy. The ambitious future growth of the province lies primarily in its positioning as the gateway to Africa. Nowhere else in the continent is the combination of sea, land, and air logistics being more developed and optimized as it is in KwaZulu-Natal. The province boasts 2 of the largest seaports in sub-Saharan Africa. Durban Container Terminal, which has recently been widened and deepened, and Richards Bay Harbour, the country's busiest deep-water and break bulk port, and home to the privately operated Richards Bay Coal Terminal. Both ports are backed by a world-class rail and road infrastructure, giving KwaZulu-Natal a key competitive advantage. The N2 is an important corridor connecting Durban and Richards Bay, and the N3 links Durban with a double-lane artery to the bustling capital of Gauteng. When it comes to fast, agile access to global markets, King Shaka International Airport is Southern Africa's premier air logistics platform. Situated at the Durban Trade Port, this area truly prioritizes integrated air services. The province has the second highest export propensity as well as the second highest level of industrialization in the country. Toyota South Africa, the country's largest vehicle manufacturer, is located in the province, as are several major national suppliers. The ship repair, shipbuilding, and boat building industries also have a long and proud history in Durban. The province's chemical and plastic subsector is well established, versatile, and diversified. Minerals and mining are key industries in the northern areas. KwaZulu-Natal's agricultural sector boasts a wide diversity of high-quality agricultural land, and it is the country's leading producer of timber and manufacturer of timber products. KwaZulu-Natal is also striving to be a strong ICT and electronics contributor. To ensure growth and development of its wide variety of sectors, special economic zones have been identified as a conduit for economic growth. With its subtropical climate and breathtaking settings, KwaZulu-Natal is South Africa's domestic tourism leader. From its metropolitan heart in Durban, you will never be more than 3 hours away from the pristine beaches of the south, the majestic Drakensberg to the west, or the Isimangaliso Wetland Park in the north. As a place to live and work, KwaZulu-Natal offers world-class infrastructure and excellent medical, educational, social and cultural facilities. A skilled and semi-skilled labor pool also ensures that current and budding enterprises will have the right people readily available. With so many opportunities at hand, there's never been a better time to unlock the potential of KwaZulu-Natal. Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal, your knowledge partner in business.
Thank you for that. That's KwaZulu-Natal. At this stage, may I humbly request the Honourable Premier Honourable Minister, Honourable Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, and the Honourable Minister for Trade, Industry and Competition, Mr. Pakstow, and Honourable MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Mr. Moses Tembe, Co-Chair for KZN Growth Coalition, and Mr. Shandu, Mr. Kainsani Shandu, the Board Member of Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal, as well as Her Worship, Councillor Zandile Mieni, to come and take the stage. Thank you. As they are coming, we do like to acknowledge the fact that our program was supposed to commence at 9 o'clock, immediately after registration. We are now commencing at this particular time, and we want to indicate that we will be able to do the matters of the day diligently and efficiently and ensure that we are able to finish the program in good time. Thank you. I'd like to pass my humble greetings to the Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Honourable Pakstow, Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Honourable Thamsanqa Ntuli, Ambassadors, High Commissioners and Consul General and Embassy offices that are present today, Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Honourable Zuko Godlimpi, MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Honourable Reverend Musa Zondi, members of Provincial Executive Committee, present, mayors, present, Deputy Mayor of eThekwini Municipality, Her Worship Councillor Zandile Mieni, traditional leaders and amakhosi akhona phakathi kwethu, co-chair of the Presidential eThekwini Working Group, Mr. Michael Mabuyakhulu, co-chair of the KZN Growth Coalition, Mr. Moses Tembe, board chair of Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Kainsani Shandu, the HOD of Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Mr. Nhlakanipho Nkontwane, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, board members from the Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal that are present here, public entities, board members that are also present, the CEOs of public entities that are with us today, both at a provincial level as well as at a national level and local level by way of economic development agencies. Senior government officials from national department, provincial department, and the local sphere of government. Captains of industry. Mr. Kennedy Bungane, Group Chief Executive Officer of African Bank, who's our platinum sponsor for this event, all CEOs present, international delegates that have honored to be available on this conference, valued sponsors and supporters of the conference, our partners, members of media, ladies and gentlemen, today, under the theme, Unlocking KZN Economic Potential, Driving Trade and Investment to Transform the Province's Future, we stand on the brink of something extraordinary. This is not just another conference. This is a rallying cry, a call to action, an invitation to be part of a seismic shift that will reshape KwaZulu-Natal, redefine South Africa's future, and set new standards for growth on the continent. There has never been a more crucial time to invest in KwaZulu-Natal, with South Africa's 7th administration just taking the helm. The government has declared 3 national priorities that resonate deeply with what we are here to achieve: to drive inclusive economic growth that creates jobs and brings prosperity to every corner of KwaZulu-Natal, to lift people out of poverty and confront the high cost of living that burdens so many, and to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state, a government that does not only make promises, but delivers, takes action, and holds itself accountable. This conference is our first bold step in making these priorities a reality. We are not here to discuss ideas and concepts. We are here to implement the action, to make investments that will generate real results for the people of KwaZulu-Natal. We already see the tide turning. The presidential task team's efforts in eThekwini are bearing fruit, driving up the business confidence index to a remarkable 63.1 in Q3 of 2024. This is not just an encouraging number. It is a bold statement of belief in KwaZulu-Natal's potential. It tells us that investors see opportunity here, that they believe that this is the province where ideas come to life and investments pay off. The President of the Republic of South Africa, on a recent visit to KwaZulu-Natal, challenged all of us and each one of us to capitalize on South Africa's G20 summit presidency in 2025, urging KwaZulu-Natal to be ready to host G20 summits, meetings that will present an extraordinary opportunity for KwaZulu-Natal to make its mark on the global stage. There is a lot in stake over the course of this conference. We will engage on topical issues that will drive the province of KwaZulu-Natal to the desired state of economic growth. This conference has created a platform to open discussions on opportunities of intra-Africa trade, KZN's economic trends and challenges, trade and investment funding opportunities, collaborative approaches to trade investment development, as well as discussions on innovative ways of improving ease of doing business. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we will hear powerful stories from those who have already put their stakes on the ground and invested in our province. Over the next 2 days, I invite you to bring your resources. When the president was addressing business, he said, "I smell money in the business, in the room." And I think I also do smell some money. That's why I invite you to come with your ambitions, come with your vision as we embark on the journey to unlock KwaZulu-Natal's true potential, to create jobs and to empower our communities. Let us turn these ambitions into action. Let us transform KwaZulu-Natal into the economic powerhouse it is destined to be. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let us get started with our work. And I must indicate that in front of you, in front of the desk there's a flyer with a QR code. That QR code, that flyer, if you click on that or you take a picture of that QR code, you will then get into a link which will then take you to the important documents of this program. We are going green, so we are avoiding printing a lot of papers. At this stage, I would like to welcome on stage the chairperson of the Board of the Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal, to come and give introductions as well as contextualization of this conference. Mr. Khanyisani Shandu. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director, for the opportunity. Minister of Trade and Industry and Competition, Honourable Thamsanqa, Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Honourable Thamsanqa Ntuli, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, and Consular Generals, Deputy Ministers of Trade and Investment, of Trade and Industry and Competition, Honourable Zugo Kodlimpi, our MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Honourable Reverend Zondi, members of the Provincial Executive Committee, mayors present, Deputy Mayor of eThekwini Municipality, Her Worship Zandi Lemien, all the traditional leadership that is present today, the co-chair of the Presidential eThekwini Working Group, the PWEC, Mr. Michael Mabuyakulu, the co-chair of the coalition, Growth KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Moses Tembe, the HOD for Economic Development, Tourism and Environment Affairs, Mr. Nhlakanipho Kodwana, part of Mapoisa, Ubaba General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Ladies and gentlemen, let me stand on a protocol that has already been observed. It's a long protocol indeed. I am not leaving anyone on intention. The KwaZulu-Natal Investment Conference speaks to the imperatives of the 7th Provincial Administration of the inclusive economic growth by providing a platform to unlock the province's economic potential through robust discussion that will take over here over the next 2 days. We will forge the partnership to drive trade investment to transform our province's future by connecting local economies to the national and global markets. And by doing so, ultimately will empower our people, strengthen our communities, drive sustainable economic development that benefits everyone in our province. Whether we're in government, business, academia, or investor, or a craftsman, each of you plays a vital role in driving our province's economic growth and unity. The interest demonstrated by your presence here today holds a great promise, not only for a successful deliberations, but also for stepping forward to play your part in enhancing KwaZulu-Natal appeal as a premier investment destination. The KwaZulu-Natal Conference was first held here in the ICC 2007, and it has evolved to reflect the dynamic needs of our province and ever-shifting global investment landscape. At times, we have had an opportunity to align this significant gathering with the KZN Export Week, enriching our engagements and amplifying our impact on both investment and export sectors. To refocus our initiative as mandated by our shareholder, the ATIA department. This year, we have taken transformative step forward to seamlessly combining the Investment Conference and Export Week under the cohesive theme, Unlocking KZN Economic Potential, Driving Trade and Investment to Transform the Province's Future. By uniting these two flagship events, we aim to create unparalleled environment for the robust dialogue, meaningful exchange, and strategic collaboration. Our integrated conference will continue Export Week critical mission, raising awareness about trade, addressing challenges, showcasing economic trends, and presenting export opportunities. Over the years, the Export Week has proved to be invaluable for promoting professional development and facilitating discussion on key issues for the inter-Africa trade and African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement to the utilization in the trade and navigating the China-US trade mission in its focus, nurturing new exporters and equipping experienced ones with the advanced skill supporting black-owned to unlock opportunities that has left the profound impact. The investment component will highlight the game-changing projects, showcase the investment opportunities across the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Throughout exhibition success stories and projects highlight, we aim to attract high-value and strengthen high-value investment and strengthen our economic ecosystem. This year, the integrated approach aims to foster the greater understanding and collaboration between investors and exporters, with the shared objective of bolstering KwaZulu-Natal's position on the global economic stage. We hope, ladies and gentlemen, that this conference of ideas, insights, and expertise will generate innovative solutions and catalyze new partnerships. We invite you, all participants, to engage deeply, share knowledge, seize the opportunity presented. Together, let us drive the progress, elevate KwaZulu-Natal economic potential, and contribute meaningfully to the broader South African and global economies. We look forward to hearing from the provincial and national leaders here present today on a strategic vision to roll out the plans for KZN economic growth and sustainability. The Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal is an entity of the Department of Economic Development, Tourism, and Environmental Affairs. Has put together a robust program of panel discussion and presentation on topics such as intra-Africa trade under the African Continental Free Trade Era, trends and challenges in the economics of the province landscape, and financing for infrastructure and financing of all the catalytic projects. In the room next door is the dynamic exhibition, I'm sure we all saw it, where all SMMEs and black industrialist catalytic projects and entities facilitating the ease of doing business in KZN are showcasing their products and services. This component aligns with the National Entrepreneurship Month, highlighting the role of SMMEs in the driving economic growth. They will also be empowered through business matchmaking sessions and opportunity for local business to network potential investors to explore partnership opportunities. I'm especially looking forward, ladies and gentlemen, to the investment pledges that will take place here today, which will demonstrate that our province is indeed open to business and investors have confidence in our province. Confidence that they can invest, reap the rewards, and contribute to the job creation while bolstering our economy of this province. All of these efforts, ladies and gentlemen, are collective efforts aimed at fostering our shared growth and development and the long-term sustainability. Together, let us unlock the economy of KwaZulu-Natal. The KwaZulu-Natal is open for doing business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ntia, Chairperson of Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal. Next, we will hear remarks from Her Worship, Councillor Zandile Myeni, Deputy Mayor at eThekwini Municipality. Let us warmly welcome him on stage. Thank you.
Indeed, I can also smell money in the house. Program Director, thank you for the opportunity. KwaZulu-Natal Premier, Honourable Thamsanqa Ntuli, the Minister of Trade and Industry and Competition, Honourable Pakstawu, the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry and Competition, Honourable Zuko Godlimpi, our Honourable MEC of Economic Development and Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Honourable Reverend Musa Zondi, the HOD of ATIA, Mr. Nhlakanipho Nkontwana, the Secretary General of Africa Continental Trade, Arena Mr. Mi Wake, the Board Chairperson of Trade and Investment in KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Kanyis Shandu, the Co-Chair of KwaZulu-Natal Growth Coalition, Mr. Moses Tembe, the co-chair of the Presidential Working Group, Mr. Mike Mabuyakulu, the CEO of Trade and Investment in KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Sihle Ngamo, Ms. Palisa Pili, the CEO of Durban Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Thabo Rapel, the Director General of South African Development Bank, BRICS, the African Bank Limited CEO, Mr. Kennedy Pungane, the CEOs of government entities present, the senior government official present, the captains of the industry, Amakosi Asendlunkulu, the distinguished guests, the members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me to welcome you into this prestigious KwaZulu-Natal Investment Conference. We want to acknowledge the Department of ETIA by making a point that they take this important engagement to eThekwini as a host. This demonstrates that we are indeed open for business and ready to roll out our red carpet for investors. We are indeed delighted that this conference will focus on, amongst other things, promoting KwaZulu-Natal potential as a major premier investment destination, attracting the new investment while fostering the expansion of existing one. We are pleased that the conference will also provide a platform for a catalytic project owners to showcase investment-ready initiative for potential funders and stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that you are aware that eThekwini have been experiencing a serious event in the past 5 years. However, we are indeed in our reconstruction and recovery process. Let us yield the result as we speak. It is also important to highlight and also acknowledge the good partnership that we have with business. We want to take this opportunity to thank all our social partners for working with us to speed up this recovery process, which help us to restore the business confidence in the city. We indeed are encouraged by the recent Business Confidence Index, that report which indicates the increase in this third quarter of the business confidence. It is the highest increase in many years in our city. We want to attribute this growth in business confidence to the political stability that we have in our city and the effort to address the issues of service delivery challenges. It is also important when we march to this new journey to say eThekwini indeed is open for business. For instance, in September, we announced the reopening of the Hilton Hotel, which was closed by the challenges that were confronting the country, the COVID-19, and also subsequently the lockdown. In October, we unveiled the Southern Sun as a preferred bidder for the redevelopment of Elangeni and the Maharan hotels on the 50-year lease with a capital investment of 1 billion. In this addition, a 217 billion investment in catalytic project in the city, which has a potential of increasing the issue of the unemployment that is confronting our people. They will get the opportunities moving on. In an effort to attract more investment to the city, we continue to urge business community with the aim not only to listen to their challenges, but also to unlock more investment opportunities. In the last 3 months, the Mayor of eThekwini embark on ensuring listening skills with all the sectors, especially in business, because there is a political willingness to walk this journey with all our stakeholders. We want to ensure you that the leadership of the city is aware of the challenges, but indeed there are programs in place together with other institutions to make it a point that we change the status quo. We are also working with Umgeni Uthukela Water on issues of water challenges. And the issues of water challenges are not an isolation to the confronted challenges even in other metros. But eThekwini municipality, with the partnership we have with Umgeni, we are able to identify challenges and with the solutions. Currently, we have renewed the 10 wasteful treatment works which were not in the good state, because we understand that those are the issues that the business community want to have confidence in as they make to say we are indeed going to invest at eThekwini. Ladies and gentlemen, we know for the fact that in the midst of those challenges, crime is also another challenge. It is critical also to acknowledge the good partnership that we have with the Office of the Honourable Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, and also with the new signing agreement that we had with the Minister of Police to say, let us turn the way forward where the police of the municipality will not work in isolation, but SAPS and Metro, they will work together in order to make sure that the resources that they have, they will use it, because the issue of crime is on top of our agenda as eThekwini leadership. We are also increasing the capacity of Metropolis, and we have started the recruitment of 400 police officers annually to reach the target of 5,000. Apart from doing that, we have invested in smart policing because the technology is now changing. It requires us to look at other avenues that will assist us to decrease crime. You are all welcome to this beautiful city. When you find time, I want to also invite you to explore other new developments that this city have. One of them to highlight before I descend this podium, Program Director, is our Oceans Mall. Because we understood that at eThekwini, you are getting people from all walks of life. So it was important that we have an international mall, so that at the end of the day, when you come to eThekwini and also thinking to invest at eThekwini, you will know that you have took a good decision by investing in a smart city. I thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Okay, now a little bit of adjustment. Yeah. Thank you for the warm welcome. It is a little bit raining today, but it's still warm, Deputy Mayor. I would now call on stage Ubaba Moses Tembe to give reflections from business. He is the co-chair for KZN Growth Coalition. Moses, thank you.
Thank you, CEO of TIC, Singamo Sihle. Thank you very much, and congratulations on your appointment. I believe you are a brand new CEO of TIC. Well done. Thank you. In the interest of time, we've already started late. I'm going to defy protocol by simply recognizing the Minister of Trade and Industry, and Competition, Parks Tau, recognized the Premier of our province and the co-chair of the Growth Coalition, Mr. Thamsanqa Ntuli, recognized the MEC, Zondi, who is our host this morning, who's the MEC of Economic Development and Tourism. And of course, I must recognize the Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, Mrs. Zandile Mieni, the Chair of TIC, who has invited us this morning, obviously with the Minister, Mr. Khanyisani Shandu. I've seen many people here who I should be recognizing, but really the time is actually gone. It's also good to see all the stakeholders from government, from business, from civil society, and from the labor with us this morning. On behalf of KZN Growth Coalition, let me take time to thank the MEC and the organizers of this great event for inviting us this morning. I'm not going to spend much time making a long speech. Most of the people who are here were with us on Thursday, where we really took time to motivate and advise all those who were present as to why we think KZN's time as an investment destination has come. The business fraternity met with President Cyril Ramaphosa last Thursday, and I concluded my speech by quoting Walt Disney, who once said, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." As I said earlier, the time for long speeches, I think it's gone. It's the time now for doing business. There are quite a number of business luminaries here and the CEOs of various government institutions. I've seen the CEO of Richards Bay SEZ, CEO of Durban, who are going to be taking us through a number of colossal opportunities, big, massive projects ranging from energy down to tourism. Really, I am not going to be spending time going through that. The point that I want to make very clear this morning is the first one, to say that the time for talking and long speeches is gone. I think it's the time for doing business now. The timing of this conference is opportune, and would like to congratulate the MEC and TIC for putting together such a program. The lineup of speakers, as we have all seen in the program, it's quite impressive. Knowing how busy are all the people in this room, starting with the Minister, Mr. Tau, I have no doubt in mind that all present here are keen to hear how and when and by who are these projects going to be delivered. I think one of the terms of reference that has to come out quite clear today, I'll be disappointed if we actually don't agree clear time frames and clear deliverables. I think MEC, please make sure that we come out of this conference clear about what has to be done and by when, and who will actually take the fall. The point I'm trying to make this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is that most of the projects, as we have seen before, as business, drag on, and the approvals that are meant to take 3 months end up taking 2 years. I'm here really representing business and appealing to all stakeholders to ensure that when we come back here in 6 months, all the projects that will be announced and pledges made are on the implementation side of the business. KZN has an opportunity now to effectively address the persistent low rate of economic growth and particularly address the triple challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. I think we truly have an opportunity to contribute to the national economic growth of this country in a very meaningful way. One has always been saying our inability to focus on issues that matter, on that stuff which will actually begin to make an impact on the lives of the people, it's quite a challenge. I'm really saying to all stakeholders who are here this morning, let's begin to coalesce around those issues that would take this province forward and hopefully begin to make a dent in the economic growth of the country. I was chatting to the mayor this morning about the public servants, the politicians, and maybe most of the people who are here in this room, to say that if you look at the time we spend on politics, if you look at the time we're spending on other issues which are equally important, we're not spending the 60-70% of the time on the real thing, on the real game, which is the economic growth that the country needs. So I'm just saying this to encourage all stakeholders to begin to switch from peripheral issues to the core issues, and that core issue is economic growth, and that core issue is to deliver on the targets that this province has put in place to ensure that we make a dent on unemployment, to make it a point that we grow the economy at a rate that will ensure that all the ills that are of challenge to us we begin to address those effectively and impactfully. Before I sit down, the last point that I would like to articulate is the point around the development of human capital and the development of the entrepreneurs. KZN's ambitious transformation agenda would require a highly professional, skilled, and qualified workforce. We need to build a locally fostered, world-class talent pool aligned to industry needs, science, technology, innovation, and artificial intelligence comes to mind. These institutions which we have around us, we've got DUT, we've got MUT, we've got KwaZulu-Natal University, must champion a new era of human capital development with a strong emphasis on professional qualifications to boost citizens' employability and lifelong skills building. Professional qualifications equip individuals with advanced knowledge, skills, and competences needed to excel in the evolving KZN's economic landscape. We must ensure that we've got a versatile workforce necessary to realize the transformation, economic growth, and development aspirations of our country, our province, and eThekwini. As the KZN Growth Coalition, our heartiest gratitude and congratulations go to the business people, representatives of banks. Thanks to Kennedy for backing this conference, and public officials who've worked tirelessly to ensure projects graduate from pipeline stage to commissioning. We wish you a rewarding conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Baba Moses Tembe. I think we do take the challenge of clear deliverables, timeframes, and accountability. Also the call for building human capital, I think it's taken. And also I think a need to fast track some approvals for the developments that are being proposed by private sector, as well as a collaboration to happen between government, private sector, as well as institutions of higher learning to build capable human talent aligned to industry needs. Thank you so much for those key highlights and challenges that would grow our province further. At this stage, ladies and gentlemen, I am humbled and pleased to request the host of this particular conference, the MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, who is well known to all of us, Honourable Reverend Musa Zondi, to come and address us on stage. MEC, thank you.
Program Director, CEO of Trade and Investment, KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Sihle Ncamu. The Honourable, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, who is the real host as the #1 citizen of this province. I'm only assisting him to host all of us as we gather here today. Before I continue greeting all the eminent people gathered here this morning, I just want to say thank you very much, Honourable Premier, that you could honor us with your presence this morning and today and over the next 2 days, especially because we know that today is a very important day as it is your birthday. So ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed, let's clap hands and wish the Honourable Premier our birthday. Honourable Minister, Honourable Minister Park Stau, the Minister of Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, and the Deputy Minister, Zugoko Dlimpi. Thank you for your presence to come and support us in this effort in KwaZulu-Natal. The Chairperson of the Board, Ms. Khanyisani Shandu, and the entire Board of Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Moses Tembe, co-chair of KZN Growth Coalition. And of course, we wouldn't be here without that welcoming note and address by Her Worship, the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Zandile Myeni, and all eminent persons assembled here. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is a red letter day for KwaZulu-Natal, as this gathering of all the important and eminent people present here actually marks the beginning of a journey for KwaZulu-Natal's economic recovery and growth. It is therefore an honor for me to stand before you today at this significant KwaZulu-Natal Investment Conference under the theme Unlocking KwaZulu-Natal's Economic Potential, Driving Trade and Investment to Transform the province's Future. Our gathering here is a testament to our shared vision and collective resolve to drive sustainable growth and create meaningful opportunities for the people of this province. When we discuss investments, we must remember that it is not simply about numbers, but it is about people, purpose, and potential. As Warren Buffett wisely noted, and I quote, "The stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient," unquote. His words remind us that investment is not merely a transaction, but a strategic, enduring commitment that brings long-term benefits to all stakeholders that are involved. For us in KwaZulu-Natal, this conference is an essential step in mobilizing not just capital, but also our shared values in order to create a resilient and inclusive economy that serves our people and the continent as a whole. The world faces an urgent call for investments that go beyond profits. Investments that also address social and environmental challenges. In a time of complex global uncertainties, it is our responsibility to direct our resources towards transformative initiatives, those that generate sustainable returns while building a more equitable and environmentally conscious society. We must ask ourselves, how best can we harness our collective energy and financial resources in order to create the brighter future that we envision for KwaZulu-Natal and for the generations to come? And as we gather here today, we do so with an acute awareness of both the resilience and the challenges of the global economy. The International Monetary Fund anticipates global GDP growth to level at 3.2% through 2024 and 2025. Encouragingly, the economic outlook for major economies such as the United States, Europe, China, and Russia, as well as the mid economies of Brazil, South Africa, and other related countries, has also improved. For KwaZulu-Natal, this represents an opportunity to engage with the world on more dynamic terms, to forge partnerships and to integrate into global value chains that can stimulate our local economy. Of particular note is India, with a projected growth rate of 7% for 2024, establishing itself as the fastest growing major economy. India's rapid ascent represents a strategic opportunity for KwaZulu-Natal to cultivate trade relations, to leverage foreign direct investment, and expand our export markets. This partnership could serve as a catalyst for the expansion and diversification of our economic base, creating a lasting impact for businesses and communities throughout our province. Yet we must also remain vigilant. Geopolitical tensions, trade disputes, and recent shifts in political leadership worldwide demand a proactive approach. As South Africa and KwaZulu-Natal strive to become competitive investment destinations, we must continuously assess these global variables in order to ensure our province remains adaptable, resilient, and prepared to seize new opportunities as they arise. Our economic indicators are promising. The South African economy grew by 0.44%, with KwaZulu-Natal's GDP increasing by 0.5% in the second quarter of 2024. Significant contributors to this growth include strides in electricity generation and enhancements in water distribution, critical infrastructure that enables a stable business environment. South Africa's recent achievement of 200 consecutive days without load shedding is a milestone that conveys to investors our dedication to ensuring reliable infrastructure that underpins sustainable enterprise growth. While South Africa registered a trade surplus of 54 billion rand, KwaZulu-Natal experienced a trade deficit of 3.2 billion in quarter 2 of 2024. This highlights the need for targeted strategies to attract foreign direct investments and to bolster our export capacities. In early 2024, KwaZulu-Natal saw a modest inflow of foreign investment with three projects valued at USD 15.9 million. The presence of this conference therefore underscores our commitment to creating more vibrant investment opportunities and to accelerating growth in this critical province of KwaZulu-Natal. KwaZulu-Natal's government is committed to fostering an environment that assures safety, security, and stability. Addressing crime remains a top priority as we implement robust strategies to mitigate risks and foster an atmosphere where business can operate confidently and without concern. Additionally, our infrastructural developments are advancing, with Transnet enhancing efficiencies and expanding the Durban port, critical steps to solidify KwaZulu-Natal's position as a regional trade hub. These improvements are essential to optimizing logistics, facilitating trade, and attracting investment. So the current upgrades in the N2 and N3 corridor also signify a province revamping itself in its quest to turn around the tide. Ladies and gentlemen, another key initiative underway is the development of direct air routes to the province, which hopefully will improve connectivity and facilitating trade, tourism, and investment. By enhancing KwaZulu-Natal's accessibility, we lay the groundwork for sustained economic growth, making it easier for goods, investors, and tourists alike to reach our vibrant province. Encouragingly, the eThekwini Business Confidence Index recently rose to 63.1 in Q3 in 2024, up from 55.49 in Q2. And this is a testament to the growing confidence in our total economy outlook of KwaZulu-Natal. As the city of Durban is the biggest city in the province and the engine that drives the economy of KwaZulu-Natal. This positive sentiment speaks volumes to potential investors about KwaZulu-Natal's economic landscape, thus reinforcing our message that this is a province that is on the rise. So to capitalize on this momentum, the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government remains resolute in strengthening our strategic framework for trade and investment. Our primary initiatives include infrastructure investments, optimizing transport and logistics networks, and simplifying regulatory processes, all designed to foster a conducive business environment. We are also supporting local businesses in accessing global markets, aiming to increase KwaZulu-Natal's export capabilities and to forge partnerships within the private sector in order to build an interconnected competitive economy. This conference, therefore, stands as a landmark moment in our journey. It brings together influential business leaders, visionary thinkers, and committed stakeholders to engage in meaningful dialogue that will yield actionable outcomes. Today, we will not merely discuss investments, but we will set in motion initiatives and partnership that will unlock economic potential, that will drive growth and revitalize our province. I think this will make Mr. Dembe happy, that we are not just gathered here in order to talk, and do nothing. I therefore urge each of you to consider the vast potential of KwaZulu-Natal, not just the city of eThekwini, as an inviting investment destination. After all, this conference is about investment opportunities in the whole province of KwaZulu-Natal. The pledges and commitments to be made today represent more than financial investments. They are declarations of faith in our future, in our people, and in the province which is driven by a shared vision to reduce poverty and to eliminate, if we can, unemployment, in order to ensure that our economy becomes as inclusive as possible, especially for our youth who are on the peripheries of our economy. Let us remember that the true measure of our success will not be in numbers alone, but in the lives that we uplift, the communities that we strengthen, and the resilience we built for KwaZulu-Natal. So this is a moment to turn aspirations into action, channeling our collective commitment into meaningful investments that contribute to a brighter, more inclusive future. We are not here merely to talk about potential, but we are here to unlock it and to courageously and purposefully ensure that KwaZulu-Natal can and will become a beacon of growth and opportunity. As we leave here after these 2 days, let us carry forward a renewed sense of purpose to make this vision a reality. Together we have the chance to drive the real chance that goes beyond boardrooms and bottom lines. We have a chance of creating a legacy of sustainable growth, dignity, and opportunity that will benefit generations to come. Thank you, all of you, for heeding our call to come together to discuss what we can do to invest in our glorious province of KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you, Honourable Minister, for coming to support us with your Deputy Minister and all other stakeholders that are key to making us succeed in what we are doing. Thank you all for your commitment, your ambition, and your belief in the future of KwaZulu-Natal. Together we can make it happen. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's give another round of applause for the MEC. Thank you, MEC. I think summarizing your speech is really about action. And that action is not tomorrow, it's an action to be done now. But also, you asked us to remain vigilant of external factors and external forces and be prepared to seize opportunities as they arise. You also outlined key areas that KZN is focusing on to make this province a conducive destination for investment, as well as a need for partnerships and a need to simplify regulatory approvals to enhance and support the development. We thank you, MEC, for those remarkable words that you have given to the delegates. The next speaker on the program, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call upon stage the Minister for Trade, Industry, and Competition, Minister Pakstow, Honourable Pakstow, Trade, Industry and Competition, Honourable Pakstow, to come on stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our Program Director, Premier of the Province of KwaZulu-Natal, the Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, my colleague, the Deputy Minister of the DTIC, MEC for Economic Development, leaders of business, traditional leaders here present. Allow me to rise on protocol already acknowledged earlier by previous speakers and the Program Director. I should say, Premier, that when the Reverend Zondi indicated that it is your birthday, I thought he would lead us in song. But I'm not going to try and do it because my capability is very limited in that regard. But indeed, happy birthday, dear Premier, and wish you many more. I'd committed to the MEC Zondi almost 2 months ago that I would join this conference. And last week we had to cancel because of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Council of Ministers in Ethiopia over this past weekend. And of course, commitments in Gauteng this afternoon and Parliament tomorrow. But I would have struggled to face the Reverend Zondi if I didn't come, because it is a commitment I made and a commitment I had to keep. So we had to persuade the office that we have to do everything in our power to ensure that we are able to appear, both because of the commitment we made, but also because of the strategic importance of the province of KwaZulu-Natal and its potential to contribute towards the growth and development of our country and its economy. Let me thank you for the invitation to participate in this conference and the opportunity to address the KwaZulu-Natal Investment Conference. It's a privilege to acknowledge the significant role KwaZulu plays in driving trade and investment into our economy. This conference arrives at an opportune time for strengthening the collaboration between public and private sectors as we work together to build an inclusive economy and generate jobs. Since the establishment of the Government of National Unity, in June this year, we've seen dynamic engagement with investors, both local and international, resulting in a positive shift in perceptions towards South Africa's business environment. Investors now view our country with renewed optimism, which has bolstered business confidence and a willingness to invest here. We are pleased to see growing interest in KZN, thank you very much, in KZN as part of South Africa's economic landscape. Excuse me for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are turning the tide. We are proud of the support the DTI family has provided to businesses during challenges of COVID-19, social unrest and floods as part of our economic recovery efforts in KZN. This financial and infrastructure support has been instrumental in helping businesses in the province to rebuild swiftly. Stats SA confirms that KZN is now leading with a growth rate of 1.1% and remains second in GDP contribution, representing 16% of the national economy. Through Operation Vulindlela, a task team under the Presidency and National Treasury, we are implementing structural reforms to improve the investment environment. In the next phase, we will work with municipalities to strengthen service delivery and support local capacity. The Presidential eThekwini Working Group, under the leadership of Mr. Mike Mabuyakulu, is addressing challenges that hinder investment in executing projects in the city. This task team focuses on key issues impacting the people of eThekwini, including service delivery, which requires strong collaboration between the public and the private sectors. In addition, work by the National Logistics Committee has led to a 73% reduction in vessel congestion at the Port of Durban since November 2023. The freight logistics roadmap, recently approved by Cabinet, will allow for significant reform in the freight sector. Ladies and gentlemen, expanding trade and investment is critical for reindustrializing our economy. The DTIC remains committed to enhancing our industrial base through sectoral master plans, and we encourage businesses in KZN to scale up their investments while inviting new investors to take advantage of the province's potential. Our focus is on positioning South Africa as a preferred investment destination and regional hub, encouraging companies to establish their operations here and grow their export reach. Many companies have committed to the presidential investment drive, pledging significant investments in KZN that will contribute toward our national target of 2 trillion rand in investments over the medium term. We applaud those companies already on board. With our enabling industrial policy, we're expanding the special economic zones, promoting export-led growth, and harnessing the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. This year marked the start of preferential trading under the AfCFTA here in eThekwini. Companies located here also have the strategic access to other trade instruments such as the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act and the European Free Trade Association, SACU Free Trade Area. Honourable Premier, South Africa's SEZ program has been instrumental in attracting capital investment, with KwaZulu-Natal's Richards Bay Industrial Development Zone and the Durban Trade Port offering world-class infrastructure. These zones, along with KZN's industrial parks, are pivotal for driving industrialization across the province. Richards Bay hosts major investments, including the Wilmar Industries' 1.5 billion rand edible oil refinery plant, which supports agro-processing and logistics, and Nyanza's light metal 1.5 billion rand titanium dioxide pigment project. At Durban Trade Port, SEZ, 57 investors, including Samsung and AIH Mahindra, contribute to a wide range of manufacturing sectors. I recently witnessed Toyota and Okihara South Africa break ground on a 1.2 billion automotive investment, advancing the South African Automotive Master Plan's localization goals. Ladies and gentlemen, these investments highlight the impact of strong public-private partnerships and underscore the successes possible through our collaborative efforts. To grow these achievements, we need a unified approach across all levels of government to support economic growth. I congratulate KZN on hosting this conference and encourage all of you to engage in productive discussions that will help to improve the investment climate and attract more opportunities to the province and to our country. Together, we can forge a path towards shared success, building a resilient economy that benefits all our people. The TTIC family looks forward to supporting you as we continue this journey of economic development together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honourable Minister Pakstau, for those assuring words and sentiments in terms of the support that we enjoy as the province of KwaZulu-Natal from DTIC. At this stage, as we are moving ahead with our program, and we are about to get our keynote address, which will be done by the first citizen of the province, our Honourable Premier, Thamsanqa Ntuli, will come on stage. However, I've been asked then, on behalf of my MEC, as he comes on stage, to let the house sing for him, his birthday. And as he comes on stage, we'll all say, "Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday dear Premier. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip. The cake, I'm sure the Honourable MEC will let us buy it today. Honourable Premier, thank you.
Thank you, Program Director, Mr. Ngamu. I must first and foremost, before acknowledging everyone present here today, thank you for singing happy birthday on behalf of my younger son, Apiwe. Honourable Minister Tau, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, it's an honor to have you and to receive a message which was ushering the commitment of support to us as the province of KwaZulu-Natal. The Honourable Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Honourable Ezugo Godlimpi, the MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, who's our host. I know that he said I'm the real host, but he's still our host, Honourable Reverend Zondi. Your Worship, the Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, Councillor Mieni. I've seen umntwana ewasendlunkulu, Prince Ndabuko Zulu, who's the mayor of Amajuba, who's also representing SALGA, which is the South African Local Government Association today, and all councillors present today. Your Excellency, Ambassador Alain, Dean of Diplomatic Corps for KwaZulu-Natal, and Consul General of Belgium for KwaZulu-Natal and the Free State. Commissioner of South African Police Services, Provincial Commissioner Mkhwanazi, I hope is present. I did not see Nkwali Nkosi. Is he present? Okay, thank you. Amakhosi asendlunkulu present today, and all traditional leaders. Mr. Shandu, who's the board chairperson and board members of TIKZN, Group Chief Executive Officer of African Bank, Mr. Kennedy Pungane, Captains of Industry, all our valued sponsors, Mr. Tembe, who's the co-chair, members of the media present, ladies and gentlemen. It's my firm belief that KwaZulu-Natal has tremendous potential for trade and investment growth towards 2030. A vision aligned with the National Development Plan, most importantly, to align with the 2024-2029 medium-term development plan strategic priority of achieving inclusive growth and job creation. In so doing, we leverage KwaZulu-Natal established infrastructure strategic location and diverse economic base we are well positioned to drive sustainable economic transformation for the province. Over the past decade, KwaZulu-Natal has made notable strides in attracting investments across key sectors. Significant milestones include developments of the Port of Durban and the Port of Richards Bay, two of Africa's largest and busiest ports. These upgrades, such as increased container capacity, automation, and infrastructure improvements, have bolstered KwaZulu-Natal's role as a regional logistics hub. The Durban trade port, adjacent to King Shaka International Airport, has attracted over 2 billion in investment and has become a vital hub for a warehouse, logistics, and air freights. The Durban Agri-Zone, a component of this trade zone, has drawn investors in hydroponics and export-focused agriculture, signaling strong growth potential in agri-business. It is acknowledged that in the past, trade and investment activities were prioritized in the province, and this commitment was evidenced through the 2019 Provincial Trade and Investment Strategy. The strategy had the following performance outcomes. Number one being the raising the total value of new and expansionary investment in KwaZulu-Natal to 76 billion by 2024, with approximately 68,000 jobs created. Number two being to increase KwaZulu-Natal's national export value to 1.28 trillion by 2024. Despite our commitment, current projections indicate that these targets may not be fully achieved by the end of the financial year. However, these shortfalls underscores the need to intensify our efforts and enhance our investment initiatives. Program Director, we are building on a strong foundation, but we must reinvigorate our strategies. KwaZulu-Natal has become a key player in the automotive supply chain, attracting global manufacturers and suppliers. Retaining and expanding these roles substantially remains a priority. The Richards Bay Industrial Development Zone has been a robust growth, attracting investment in heavy industry, metals, and energy, particularly in aluminium, steel, and chemicals. These industries have generated substantial job opportunities and created significant export potential. Renewable energy investments, particularly in biomass and solar, are responding to South Africa's renewable energy push. The sugarcane industry, a traditional sector, has also seen investments in biofuel production, further diversifying our energy portfolio. KwaZulu-Natal's agricultural strength has drawn agro-processing investments, particularly in sugarcane, forestry, and dairy, enabling facilities for sugar refining, dairy processing, and timber products. This sector's output is supported by a burgeoning food and beverage industry, pharmaceutical and packaging industries, which benefit from our proximity to key ports and growing a local consumer base. KwaZulu-Natal is an established tourism destination. With recent investments in hospitality infrastructure, for an example, the reopening of the International Hilton Hotel, which has been mentioned prior, and the renewal of the hotel chain along the Durban Beach promenade. During our assessment, we have noticed that KwaZulu-Natal is not included in the long-haul inbound tourist package offering. This should be rectified. Key investments like Inkosi Albert Luthuli International Convention Center have supported growth in business tourism, enhancing KwaZulu-Natal appeal for international events. Program Director, in my assessment, several strategic assets underscore KwaZulu-Natal's competitive advantage. The ports of Durban and Richards Bay, with their planned expansions, will enhance cargo handling capacity, which should appeal to global shipping and logistics companies. Moreover, KwaZulu-Natal special economic zones at Richards Bay and Durban trade ports offer streamlined regulatory frameworks and tax incentives, making them prime sites for both foreign and local direct investments. A critical imperative for KwaZulu-Natal is to position the province as a global manufacturing hub, integrated within the global economy. Special economic zones should attract investment through advanced production technologies and robust linkages with global network. In the context of the African Continental Free Trade Area, the AFSCFTA, KwaZulu-Natal has an unprecedented opportunity to boost exports and forge strong trade links across a continent, especially with its proximity to Southern and Eastern Africa, Asia, and Europe. In the automotive sector, KwaZulu-Natal hosts several global manufacturers. Expanding local production and assemble for African markets is possible with the right incentives and a skilled workforce. The growth of electric vehicles in South Africa presents a new frontier, with the electrical vehicle sales growing by over 85% between 2022 and 2023. We have a critical opportunity to develop local manufacturing capacity for EV components, further embedding KwaZulu-Natal in the automotive value chain. Honourable Minister, we also face challenges that require immediate attention: the decline in South Africa's freight rail services, exacerbated by underinvestment and criminal activity that has limited Transnet's operational efficiency and threatens the long-term viability of KwaZulu-Natal's logistics sector. Port and logistic bottlenecks must be addressed, and public-private partnership could unlock efficiencies in certain airports. Our industrial sectors in Richards Bay, including aluminium and steel, play a pivotal role in repositioning KwaZulu-Natal as a regional industrial hub. KZN's agricultural base supports a thriving agro-processing industry, and a sustainable land use management is crucial for unlocking a further investment in both rural and urban areas. Renewable energy initiatives, including green hydrogen and biomass projects, are paramount as we transition to a low-carbon economy. KwaZulu-Natal's potential for wind, solar, and bioenergy can attract new investments aligned with sustainable growth objectives, positioning KwaZulu-Natal as a leader in the green economy. As indicated earlier, tourism remains one of our key sectors. Given our renowned beaches, game reserves, and cultural heritage sites that we have to attract investments in tourism infrastructure, from hospitality to transport, to further enhance tourism's economic impact and support job creation. Beyond physical infrastructure, digital connectivity is essential for KwaZulu-Natal's future growth. Government initiatives and special economic zones, such as Durban Trade Port, promote digital innovation, positioning KwaZulu-Natal as a prospective technology and logistics hub. We are working with universities and technology firms to cultivate local digital skills to support sectors like IT, finance, and business process outsourcing, to respond to your call, Mr. Tembe. With the AfCFTA's establishment, KwaZulu-Natal can serve as a gateway for Southern Africa, tapping into a $3.4 trillion economy comprising 55 countries and 1.3 billion people. Our entrepreneurs and business leaders are encouraged to explore this vast opportunity, expanding exports of high-value manufactured goods, especially in automotive and agro-processing. Program Director, while KwaZulu-Natal operates within South Africa's macroeconomic and political environment, local initiatives led by President Cyril Ramaphosa, they aim actually to create a conducive atmosphere for investment. Resilience to climate risk is also essential, as these factors directly impact infrastructure and investment stability. In conclusion, with strategic investments in transport, renewable energy, and digital infrastructure, KwaZulu-Natal is well positioned to attract a diverse trade and investment by 2030. The province's prospects are bright as we harness our resources, seize opportunities, and fortify KwaZulu-Natal's role as a gateway for trade within Africa and beyond. I wish to challenge this conference to deepen the conversation on the vital role of our municipalities and rural areas in investment opportunities. It is essential that we broaden our focus to include these areas within the province's overall investment framework, ensuring that they are not only participants, but also beneficiaries of sustainable economic growth. By doing so, we can actually build a truly diversified, resilient, and competitive provincial economy. One of the priorities, Honourable MEC Zondi, Reverend Zondi, that we need to ensure that we enhance is for us to listen as government to the business sector, so that we understand their needs, we understand what is it that we may need to prioritize, so that investment, in fact, in KwaZulu-Natal will find expression. Our vision is clear: a provincial economy that is balanced and thriving across all municipalities, cities, and rural regions. Every part of our province must contribute to and benefit from our collective prosperity. Then from today, we are going to enhance a journey that will seek to invite all business partners, social partners, to make their contribution in the journey that the government is actually advancing, in order to ensure that all businesses in KwaZulu-Natal, they find themselves being secured, with an enhanced security, with an environment which is friendly for the business to flourish. As the government of KwaZulu-Natal will keep on working and supporting a business sector in our province. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Honourable Premier, for those marching orders, if one may put it, in terms of our priority sectors and areas of focus, including automotive sector, including electric vehicles value chain, alternative energy, issues of logistics, rail and freight, agriculture, as well as tourism. I think you did allude to the prospects of the province to become a gateway, but not only for the investments happening in well-developed areas of our province, but inclusive of local municipality, especially in the rural and township economy. Thank you so much, Premier. I think those areas will indeed be discussed during the conference as been outlined on the program. Honourable Premier, I must indicate at this stage that I would like to alternate the program slightly at the request of the Group CEO of African Bank, who's got a board meeting at 12:30. He has requested Honourable MEC to come on stage and speak for 10 minutes before he goes and join the board meeting that he has. He is, as a Group CEO for African Bank, the platinum sponsor for this conference, and as we smell money, we have to allow him to come on stage and address you and the delegates, Honourable Premier. I would request that the Honourable Premier and all the honourables still remain on the stage. Thank you. Mr. Kennedy, if you can come on stage, our platinum sponsor, message of support. Mr. Kennedy Pungane, thank you.
Thank you, Program Director, for the indulgence. I rise on the protocol already observed. And ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Honourable Minister of DTIC, Deputy Minister of DTIC, and the Premier of the province, we're delighted to join your birthday celebrations today. Premier, and I believe that you will have the most wonderful birthday present with the many investment pledges just about to be made. Thank you everyone for the privilege to be able to address you on this auspicious occasion. It is indeed an auspicious time to be in KZN this morning. Just last week, a magnificent new statue of King Shaka was unveiled at the international airport named after his honor. It was a celebration of the legacy of a leader whose influence continues to be felt in KwaZulu-Natal, in South Africa, and the entire Southern Africa. At that occasion, President Ramaphosa stated, and I quote, "Our heroes represent our past and reflect the aspirations of our current and future generations," close quote. It is fitting then that the theme of this investment initiative speaks to the power of trade and investment that is transforming not only KZN, but this whole country, and speaks to the aspirations of future generations. Our aspiration for this generation is that it should stand tall, proud, and strong, much like King Shaka's statue does at the airport this morning. For that monument signals to everyone who lands in this province that they have arrived at a place steeped in history, a land rich in cultural diversity and natural beauty, a land of heroes. This is the birthplace of kings whose wisdom and audacity have reverberated throughout the annals of history, shaping not just the sub-region, but the entire story of Africa. The theme of this conference also strikes a resonant chord for anyone involved with African Bank. The belief that you can unlock economic potential through trade and investment and financial intermediation was the driving force behind the establishment of African Bank. The founders of the bank were entrepreneurs. They believed that inherent economic potential of our country sprawls through our villages and townships at a time when it was not germane to think of the potential of all of our people in this country. These entrepreneurs understood that for their businesses to succeed and be sustainable, the communities they operate in would need to be transformed from the periphery of economic systems to the mainstream of the economy, from the periphery of financial services to the mainstream of financial services. They believed that it was possible to achieve all of this and attract both private and public sector to pursue not just the dreams of our people, but their economic aspirations as well. The support of public and private sector to achieve this was not always forthcoming. Both the private and public sector turned their backs on the economic emancipation of most of our people, and in many cases actually actively opposed it. This was apartheid at its height, at its epic, and the attitudes of the time did not allow for something like an African bank to emerge. And that was the same fate for many potential of different sectors of our economies in the 60s. And so when the founders of African Bank gathered in 1964, a mere 4 weeks after the finalization of the Rivonia trial, chief among their topic of discussions was finding a way to support entrepreneurs and access startup capital and funding. Their solution was to start not just NAFCOC, but also their own bank, African Bank. And in their endeavors to do this, they raised 70 rands. Everyone had to take money from their pockets and start a bank and they raised 70 rands. That is the seminal moment in the history of this bank. It is the source of what we call today the audacity to believe. Because if starting a bank with just 70 rands doesn't fit the definition of audacity, it's bindi, then I don't know the meaning of the word. An audacity to believe. All entrepreneurs have it. All business leaders feel it. It is in the mindset of what makes enterprise something so appealing, the audacity to believe. You can feel it in the approach of disruptors into new industries, green economy, AI. You can see it in small business owners that want to export their products and services. The audacity to believe is what helps enterprises weather storms everyone has to face in a path to success. An audacity to believe is that fire in the belly that compels someone to take a risk, to forego comfort and chase after their dreams. An audacity to believe is a powerful thing. It is much needed, and yet it isn't enough. One cursory look at the statistics will show you that businesses need support from public and private sector if they are to succeed. I know this to be true for us because in the annals of African bank history, the audacity to believe in the bank, for the people, by the people, serving the people, would not have taken root if, as our late founding chairman recalls, told me the story on his 95th birthday just 2 years ago, that it took the then Chief Minister of KwaZulu and the Prime Minister of the Zulu Nation, the late Chief Mangosuthu Buthelezi, to lead the charge of all Bantustan homeland leaders by investing a whopping 20,000 rands as the first big check, big seed capital that established African Bank. And so our presence here today, Minister and Premier, our presence here today pays tribute to not just the audacity to believe of our founding fathers, but also the foresight of the people of KwaZulu-Natal, represented by the then Chief Minister, to actually pledge their investment. And so when we ask for the pledge of investments this morning, we ask you to follow the gallant acts of that hero. That the fire in the belly will die out if starved of the oxygen of investment. So too will the opportunities of more business collaboration, more job creation, more wealth generation, the benefits of your investment of capital and resources in KZN won't be confined solely to this region. It will sweep across our nation, carrying many other communities on a journey towards prosperity. Which is why we as African Bank are delighted to be able to partner with this crucial event this morning. The power of African Bank's rich heritage is that it compels us to leave positive impact on our nation as a whole. We believe that the work we do to empower communities we serve will have reinvigorating ripple effect across South Africa. It stems from our belief in our people, in Ubuntu, something that our host, the good Reverend, spoke about so passionately this morning. It is about our people at the end of the day. It is about Ubuntu, the very African concept that says we are all connected, that I am because you are, that the good you do here indirectly benefits all of us. And as African Bank, we have already started that journey in KZN with the Club Med Tinley project on the coast, North Coast. This exciting project will culminate in the first ever Club Med resort in sub-Saharan Africa, which is expected to significantly boost international tourism in this country and KZN, and South Africa's short-left tourism campaign aimed at local holiday makers. The transformational impact of this flagship resort will be not just the opening of the North Coast to international tourism, but will also be keenly felt in the immediate surrounding communities. Most of the labor will be sourced from within 5-kilometer radius of the site, with input from these local wards and traditional council, significantly contributing to the growth and development of the region. Club Med Tindley is expected to create over 500 direct jobs, 100 outsourced jobs, 1,500 indirect jobs, not to mention over 1,000 employment opportunities during its construction phase. It will bring many different companies and institutions across a multiple of disciplines in collaboration that will enhance the vibrancy of the local economy. And so, Deputy Mayor, you are spot on about the power of the tourism sector in unleashing the potential of so many other subsectors. A notable highlight for me in that collaboration with Club Med is in the partnership with AgriSud, which will promote the development of local businesses as part of the resort's supply chain. AgriSud is an NGO responsible for the resort's food and beverage needs. It will prioritize partnerships with the training of local suppliers to create sustainable companies, autonomous farming, agricultural processing practices, so that 86% of all goods and materials is sourced from local suppliers, driving inclusive growth and sustainable livelihoods. This project is an exciting high point in our investment approach in KZN, but it's by no means the only development. We have underlined our belief in the potential of this region with a 900 million investment in another exciting project called Student City, which will provide much-needed accommodation for university students in the Durban CBD and continue to meet the needs of what is a very special student city that eThekwini is. We have funded the development of secure residential estate in Sheffield Manor and the development of secure mixed-use business park in Palito, over 500 jobs created in that process. I can go on and on. The shopping center in Manguzi, I can go on and on. Yes, I must mention the park, the Platinum Walk investments in Underbeck, because that's my ancestral town, Premier. Bangaze bangikhohlwa obakhulukhulu if I don't mention our investment where we come from. And many tourism-related activities that we are open to support if you come and also say, I do, to KZN, many investment proposals. These and many other opportunities are a high point of our business and commercial banking journey, which is reignited with our acquisition of the Green Road Bank, of the U-Bank, and many of the Sasfin bank businesses that we have acquired recently. These banks coming together to bolster African Bank's capability to be a fully fledged business and commercial financier of choice for you if you share this vision of economic growth in this region. My fervent hope is that one day we will look back on this conference as a seminal moment in the economic renaissance of KwaZulu-Natal. We'll reflect on the business leaders present here, on the government leaders present here and investors here, on the investment pledges we are making here, and how those enable us to partner you to grow this region. We thank you for your audacity to believe in a strong KZN, in a strong South Africa that underlines the hopes and aspirations of past and present generations about what it is we can do together. Just as our founders intended, we at African Bank are committed to supporting you on this journey of a resurgent KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you.
Thank you, Group CEO, for those weights and commitments to invest more and support our projects in KwaZulu-Natal. All the best to your board meeting. And the one thing you forgot to mention is that one of the items in that board meeting is that you are requesting the approval to support this investment conference next year, because it is going to happen next year. Thank you for that. I've been informed that some of our delegates did not get the documents of the conference because those flyers were no longer where we placed them. On your tag, the delegate tag, you can still scan that particular QR code. It will then download the documents. Thank you for that. Honourable Premier, I will then also, at this point, indicate that we are getting to an exciting moment.